So I didn't see the game last night, but I'm looking at the highlights, and the Clippers played the Jazz last night, and the Jazz was up 30 points in the third quarter, up 30. Ultimately, the Clippers lost by 6 points. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something that I know for a fact. The Clippers ain't what y'all think they are. A lot of individuals, Nick Wright, Nick Wright from First Things First, um, called it last year. Skip Bayless want to act like that the Clippers are something that they're not. I never knew Kawhi Leonard or Paul George to be these top tier players like they claim that they are. I just never knew that. I just I never knew. I think Paul George played his best basketball when he was in Indiana, but I just never seen it. I just didn't know. They get up to play the Lakers. When it comes to the Lakers, they're gonna give the Lakers everything they got. When it comes to everybody else, they're just gonna be who they are. So last night they played the Jazz, and it was down 20 points in the third quarter. But here's something very interesting. The two individuals that could have gave that team some spark by putting the superstars in check, they got rid of them. They got rid of them, you know. And what the coaches should have realized, if you had somebody on your team like Montrezl Harrell, and he was going to keep those other stars at least active on an interest, from an interest perspective, you don't get rid of that player. You don't. That's a player that's pretty much an extension of the coaching staff. But here's the problem with the Clippers. They never accomplished nothing. So because they never accomplished nothing, they're trying to be a great team.
Had led by as much as 20, but things got close later. Jazz at three, Mike Conley, let's just double that lead. One of his 7 threes. He actually scored 33, most in a game since he became a member of the Jazz. Paul George trying to keep the Clippers in it. He had 25 points. Clippers down 4. Last chance, down 6 with 11 seconds to play. That doesn't seem possible. Do they have 6 points, please? No, they do not. Clippers fall to the Jazz, 106-100. This means LA gets their second loss of the season. We got more NBA for you in a few minutes, including the.
So that's what I'm not understanding. But the Clippers, they got a coach now, Tyronn Lue, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to make the Clippers a relevant franchise. So they're acting real fragile. They're tippy toeing. How did that work for San Antonio with uh, um, with Pop, the head coach, Greg Popovich? How did that work when the Yankees was winning all them championships? They had a rule in place you couldn't even have a mustache. How did that work for them when George Steinbrenner was living? If you want the Patriots, when they won those 6 championships and went to like 9 Super Bowls, how did that work for them? When you had order, how did it work? And the Clippers are trying to get into or be an established, viable team by catering to superstars that don't want to do nothing. They'll never win nothing. If you're a Clipper fan, shame on you.